Hey guys, so it is almost the end of May. I hope that you guys are having a great month. Summer is almost here and I am so excited, although part of me can't believe that it's almost June. I feel like this year is flying by. So now that it is almost the end of the month, I thought I would sit down and share all of my favorite products from the month of May. You guys, I have so many good products to share with you, a lot of really amazing drugstore finds, and then a couple of high-end products that I think are worth the money too. I was going to share the products that didn't work for me, but I actually have a video coming later this week on the worst makeup that I've tried in 2022 so far. So if you like those types of videos, stay tuned. That should be up in a few days. But let's jump into it and let me just talk about the products that I loved because I can't wait to share them with you. Let me start with what I have on my eyes today. I have a palette as well as a single shadow. This is the Jason Wu Desert Rose palette. I have been so impressed by this. I've been using it nonstop. I've either been using this palette or the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 Rose palette. I did mention that in my April favorites. That's definitely still been a favorite throughout the month of May. But when I'm not using that, when I just want more of like a toned down, easy, everyday neutral look, this is the palette I've been using. Jason Wu is sold at Target. I've tried a couple of products. This one by far is my absolute favorite. I just think the quality is really nice. The shadows are easy to work with. They're not overly pigmented, so they're really nice for like everyday, softer, subtle looks. But then right down the center of this palette, you also get 3 shimmers that are really intense if you want to amp it up. And I love like a good shimmer all over the lid, even on more toned down days. So this has been so nice. I mean, you can tell looking at this that I've used it quite a bit because I just think it's such a good everyday staple palette. So I can't get enough of this one. If you guys have tried any other Jason Wu products that you recommend, please let me know. There are a couple of other color stories like with the same type of layout, but this one really is such a good option if you like a soft neutral look. All over the lid, I actually have the shadow from Flower Beauty. This is the Chrome Crush Pressed Pigment in the shade Quartz. This is a little bit of a newer release. They have a couple of different shades. I went with this one just because it is more of like a staple neutral and I thought I would be able to get a lot of use out of it, and I have used it a ton this month. I love this color so much. I feel like it pairs perfectly with the Jason Wu palette or really any neutral palette in your collection. And the formula is so nice. I just used my ring finger to apply it all over the lid. I've used this quite a few times. It reminds me a lot of the L'Oreal Infallible Shadows. I used to have those in my collection. Like back when I first started my YouTube channel, I talked about those nonstop. I had like this vanilla frosty shade, this cooler tone smoky shade that I wore so much, and then also this really pretty red tone shade. That's what this kind of reminds me of. I think this could be a good alternative to the ColourPop Super Shock shadows if you don't like that formula. I love that formula, but I know not everyone is the biggest fan of like a cream to powder shadow. This one just feels like a softer pressed powder shadow, but it's really intense on the eyes, super easy to apply, and it stays in place really well. So I love this so much. I definitely want to pick up an additional shade or two, but it is just like a nice, quick, easy product. Sometimes I'll just take a bronzer, blend it into the crease, and then take this all over the lid, and I have like a complete eyeshadow look in 2 minutes. I have picked up a couple of random like new drugstore releases, so I'll do like a best and worst or speed review style video once I get the chance to try them all out. But I also picked this up from Flower Beauty. Honestly, I wasn't sure if it was going to work for me. It is the Spotlight Liquid Highlighter, and I got the shade Opal. I've been thinking about trying the Charlotte Tilbury liquid products, like the bronzer, the blush. I also think they have a highlighter that a lot of people talk about, but they're kind of expensive. So I thought before I tried those, I would try maybe a drugstore alternative because I don't wear a lot of liquid cheek products. They kind of intimidate me. I'm still somewhat new to cream cheek products as a whole, so I feel like liquids are a whole nother category that I have to slowly get into. But anyway, I picked this up. I figured I might as well try it out, and I have to say I'm impressed by this. I did not expect to like it. I just thought I would try it, you know, kind of step out of my comfort zone, but it's actually pretty easy to work with. First of all, something that I love about this is that you actually have to twist the product to turn it on. So when you're done, you can turn it off and it locks the product, so it's not going to squeeze out of the sponge and make a complete mess everywhere. That's just something small that I really appreciate. But the actual liquid highlighter is nice. It applies really well to the skin. Typically, I'll just take this and like dot it directly onto my cheeks and then blend it in with my fingers. And when I first did that, I honestly thought it just wasn't going to work. It was looking a little bit intense. I felt like initially it was maybe not blending as easily as I thought it would. I almost expected it to like blend out like concealer and just melt into my skin, and it didn't do that. So I got a little nervous as I was initially applying it, but I got it to work. It blended out, it didn't remove my foundation underneath, and it looked so good. What surprised me even more is that this looks really good on top of the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation, which I've been wearing that a lot lately. And normally you wouldn't think that like a liquid formula would look good on top of a powder foundation, but there's something about this product that just looks really good on the skin. So I'm impressed by it. I don't have a ton of experience with liquid highlighters or liquid cheek products in general, but I have to say this one looks really pretty. A little bit goes a long way. If you want a super intense highlight, you could definitely layer it up, but I feel like just like dabbing it on my cheeks in like 3 small areas and then blending it in is perfect for me. So I'm excited to keep using this. I'll also use it as like a one and done eyeshadow too. It's really pretty because it just gives you like a sheer glow all over the lid. So it adds something to your eyes without being too much. Like maybe the Chrome Crush Pressed Pigment is a little bit too intense for you. This actually looks really pretty as an eyeshadow, and surprisingly, it did not crease on me. So I'll keep playing around with this, but so far I really do love it. While we are on the topic of cheek products, let me share my favorite blushes. I just did a video on my favorite glowy blushes. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it below, or you can click the eye in the upper right-hand corner and it will pop up for you as well. But you guys, I finally tried the Bare Minerals Blonzers. I think I've mentioned these in a couple of videos. I know that I included one in like a testing new makeup video. I originally got the shade Kiss of Copper, and I liked it so much that I picked up the shade Kiss of Pink. I totally understand the hype. This formula is so pretty on the skin. It just gives your skin like this beautiful luminous glow. It wakes your entire face up. I have been really tired lately because our baby has not been sleeping through the night again. He's kind of going like through some sort of sleep regression. I don't know. I think it's a growth spurt, honestly, because he just wakes up and he wants to eat. But because of that, I feel like I haven't been sleeping. And when I don't sleep, I just don't function very well. I don't look very good. I feel like my brain doesn't work well. So everything just kind of takes a hit. Obviously, it is completely worth it. But all of that to say, like sometimes, you know, makeup can only do so much. And I feel like even when I apply my makeup, I just look tired. My skin looks dull. But this product really just wakes my entire face up. These make it look like you just spent all day outside and had like the best day, like a long day at the beach with your family in the water and in the sun, and you come back and you're exhausted, but you're so happy. Like that's how these make you look. They're so pretty on the skin, especially if you really focus them on like the apples of your cheeks, you know, that whole trend with like blush under the eyes. These are perfect for that because they do have more of like a red pinky undertone, so I just think they're super flattering. So I definitely recommend checking them out. I would love to find a good drugstore dupe. I think the Essence blush in the shade Bespoke is a very similar texture. It's just a little bit of a different color. So I'll keep you posted if I can find a drugstore dupe, but I do think that these have been worth the money for me. The blush that I have on today is from Patrick Ta. I don't know if I mentioned this in my April favorites. I might have, but I've been using it a ton during the month of May as well. It's my perfect everyday blush. It looks so pretty, really natural, but it gives your skin a very just like subtle glow. So it's not too over the top. I feel like there are some days where I want a really highlighted glow, but there are a lot of days where I don't even want to apply highlighter, but I still want a glowy look. And this comes in handy on those days because this cream just melts into the skin and it gives your cheeks such a pretty flush. I really didn't know if this was going to be worth the money because I didn't like the single Patrick Ta blush that I tried. I think it might have been the shade now that I'm looking back because I really like this one and I already want to grab another one. They are a little bit more expensive, but I feel like I've already gotten my money's worth out of this because I've worn it so much. I know when I apply this that it's going to look good on the skin. I also like that it's a duo because you can wear the powder alone, you can wear the cream alone, or you can layer them together. It really is such a gorgeous formula. I totally understand the hype. I've been wearing this or the Bare Minerals Blonzers pretty much every single day during the month of May, and I wore this pretty much every single day during the month of April. So I totally think it's worth it. It's one of my favorite products of the year so far. There is a bronzer that I wanted to share with you guys. I haven't been using it the entire month of May because it is a little bit newer to my collection, but I feel like when it comes to a bronzer, you just kind of know. This is from ColourPop. It's their matte bronzer, and I've been using the shade Avila Beach. This is a really nice formula. It's very, very subtle on the skin, and if I went with a deeper shade, it might be a little bit more intense, but I feel like it's such a lightweight powder, and that's kind of why I like it, because I do have a tendency to go overboard with bronzer, and then all of a sudden before I know it, I feel like I look super orange, or it looks just a little bit too much. And it's hard to go overboard with this because it is such a light, blendable, soft powder. So if you're a fan of more of like a subtle bronze look, then I think you would like this formula. If you want something super rich and intense, you might want to try a different formula. Now they do have darker shades. I think this one might actually be the lightest shade they have. They have one that's kind of similar that's really warm toned, but I feel like this one is like the perfect everyday bronzer in terms of formula and color for me. So I've really been enjoying it. The packaging is not my favorite. I don't love these really large plastic compacts. Actually, I do like that it's a little bit bigger because you can swirl a really big fluffy bronzer brush in here super easily, but the plastic packaging is just a little bit difficult to open, so just keep that in mind. I wanted to mention this product from Saie. This is the Hydrabeam Concealer. Now they did send this to me in the mail as PR. They sent me the shade 3, which is a little bit dark. I was going to purchase a lighter shade because I love the formula, but I've actually been mixing this with other concealers that are maybe slightly too light, and I feel like that has been the perfect combo. So I might eventually purchase the lighter one, but I don't know that this would be ideal for my oily skin on its own. It works so well alongside of more of like a matte long wearing concealer though. So I've actually been using it alongside of the KVD Vegan Beauty Good Apple Concealer in the shade Light 119. And I feel like when I combine these, it is so perfect. Now, I'm not saying run out and buy 2 high-end concealers just to mix them together because that would be a little bit expensive, obviously. But if you find that a lot of concealers feel very dry on your skin and they just need a little extra moisture, this product really does make a difference. And I think if you have dry skin or you have combo skin or you like a super hydrating under eye concealer, that you would really enjoy this because the texture of this product is so nice. It's so much better than pretty much any hydrating concealer I've tried. A lot of hydrating concealers feel very watery, and as you blend them out, they instantly sink into fine lines and they almost blend away to nothing. This one definitely has more of like a creamy feel to it. It's a little bit thicker, but not in a bad way. I feel like it just has substance. So as I apply it to the skin and I blend it out, it stays there, but the coverage is definitely more of like a natural medium coverage. It has a beautiful satin finish that looks so glowy on the skin, and I really, really like this. Now, again, I haven't really worn it on its own. I have worn it on its own just to kind of try it out, but I haven't really legitimately worn it on its own and been like out for 12 hours because the color is not a perfect shade match for me. So if you're thinking about it, maybe check out some reviews to see what people are saying, but I had to mention it because I've been using it alongside of pretty much every concealer that I have in my collection, and I love how it just adds like a little bit of a natural glow. I'm wearing it today and my skin is getting a little bit oily because I've had this makeup on for a few hours at this point, but I don't know if you can tell, like my under eye area is just a little bit more glowy. I feel like it looks smooth and highlighted, but not in like a shimmery highlighted way, in like a natural glowing from within way. And it's definitely due to this concealer. The last thing I wanted to share with you guys is a Sephora favorite set. This is the Clean Lashstash to Go, and it comes with 5 mini mascaras for $29. The nice part about this set is you actually get a voucher, so you can redeem the voucher for any one of these full-size mascaras after you test them out. This is such a good deal in terms of value. So for $29, you get 5 mini mascaras, and mini mascaras last a long time. It takes me forever to go through a full-size mascara, so I liked that I got the chance to try out these different brands and different formulas, and then you also get a voucher in here for a full-size mascara. So after you try out the 5 minis, you can choose your favorite and redeem the voucher. I just did it online when I was placing a Sephora order. So I love this. I think that this is such a good idea. I've always wanted to try one of these, but I do use cruelty-free beauty products, and there's usually like a couple of formulas that aren't cruelty-free. all of these brands are cruelty-free. So I was really excited to finally try one of these out. So I did a Sephora haul update, like a speed review style video that will be up either as like my next video or up on Thursday. It will be up this week. So I'll share my thoughts on all 5 of them in that video. But the one that I chose to redeem my voucher for is this one from Saie. It is the Mascara 101. This is just such a good all-around mascara. First of all, it layers really well, so it builds well. So you can go in and just apply like a light coat of it, but you can also layer it up to look really dramatic. And it does kind of have like a spiky wand on the end, so it does a really great job at just adding like a little extra length to your lashes. So I feel like you get really good volume, really good length, but it also separates your lashes. They don't look clumpy, they don't look heavy, they look lifted and curled, and well, I don't know about curled. I shouldn't say that, I should just say lifted. My natural lashes, I do have false lashes on today, but my natural lashes aren't super straight, so I feel like sometimes I say that mascaras curl my lashes, but that's not necessarily the case. I feel like they lift my lashes. So it opens up your eyes and it's just such a nice formula. I'm really impressed by it. So I loved that little set. I just wanted to share it with you in today's video in case you are looking to try out some new mascaras. That might be a good option. I have a few skincare products that I want to share with you guys. So I actually have a Walmart haul going up because I picked up some new products from Walmart. That should be up later this week. I feel like I keep saying that because I pre-filmed some videos and then I'm currently filming this video and it's going up before the ones that I pre-filmed. I don't know which order they're going up in, but that is coming soon. I actually purchased a bunch of new products from Walmart and then I was testing them out. I filmed that video. So I've been using these for a little while. The first one is from Versed. It is the Dew Point Moisturizing Gel Cream. I love a good gel cream moisturizer. I think they are so nice for oily skin. If you have trouble finding a moisturizer that works well for you and you have oily or combo skin, try one that's marketed as a gel cream because I find that they're super lightweight but incredibly hydrating. Honestly, this feels so good, incredibly refreshing. I love using it in the morning and at night. My skin is just like very easily irritated. It's really sensitive, breakout prone, so I feel like something like this that just feels good on the skin is so nice, especially during the summertime when it just tends to be hot and humid, and I love the texture of this. I think it feels so smooth on the skin and I cannot get enough of it. And a little bit goes a long way. These tend to spread a little bit better than like really thick, intense moisturizers, so you really don't need a lot, and I think that this one is so, so nice. So I just wanted to share this with you. I also wanted to mention these Bye Bye Blemish patches from the brand Rainbow Beauty. I tried blemish patches for the first time last year, and I think they're just really effective, but a lot of the time I just can't find like the right size or they don't stay in place on my oily skin, and the next day when I wake up, it's like it's off or it's in my hair or something like that. And I love these so much. First of all, they're a little bit bigger than other brands I've tried. So when I get a breakout, it actually covers the entire breakout and they stay in place all night long. Like they do not move. I haven't actually woken up with it not on my face, which does happen a lot with other brands. The other reason why I like these is that I just find that they're really effective. So when my skin breaks out, like I have a breakout right in the middle of my face right now, but the other day when it started, I put one of these on it and I woke up the next day and it was a lot smaller. It was less red, less painful, and it felt like it sped up the healing process. So if you like blemish patches and you're looking for a brand that works well, that's a little bit bigger, that actually stays in place well, I definitely recommend these. Also, these ones are just kind of cute because they look like emojis and there are some different shapes in here. I think they have other designs as well, but I just think they're kind of fun. Typically, the ones that I've tried in the past have been clear, so you're supposed to be able to wear them out throughout the day, but because they don't really stay in place that well on my skin, I wouldn't do that anyway. So I just wanted to mention these in case you like blemish patches as well. Okay, guys, that's everything I wanted to share with you in today's video. I actually need to go because we are going to meet my parents for dinner at our favorite pizza place, and we probably should have left a few minutes ago, but I wanted to sit down and film this video and chat with you. I have a lot of videos coming your way this week, so I hope you guys will enjoy them. And like I said, I have a video coming on the worst makeup I've tried this year, so that should be up very soon. But thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys very soon with a new one. Bye.